I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Science Fiction Divide. I'm your host, Larry, and today we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, the music of science fiction, because even the most brilliant movie can turn to crap with the wrong score. And helping me out again today will be my ever-so-helpful partner, Eegee. Eegee? What do you do all day anyway? I ask you to come out here, you're never ready, and then when you come out here, it's like I'm inconveniencing you.
I generally come in at least 15 minutes late, and after that, I just sort of space out for about an hour.
Would you just get out here?
I just stare at my desk, but it looks like I'm working. I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
Well, remind me to cut your pay when this is over.
I hate this job. I hate this goddamn job, and I don't need it.
Well, then I suppose we won't be talking about your favorite thing now, will we? Aren't you just a little curious about what that is?
Pizza shooters, shrimp poppers, or extreme fajitas.
No, none of those things. We're going to be talking about the music of science fiction. I mean, I thought you told me you listened to me when I'm monologuing.
No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
I mean, what are you, some kind of tough guy? Aren't you even afraid I'm going to fire you?
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Well, are you interested in discussing this, or am I in the market for a new sidekick?
Everybody should have a friend like me.
I'm honored. So today we'll be talking about the music of science fiction, what makes it great and what makes it legendary. I'm almost afraid to ask, but do you have a better sound system in there?
No shock.
A tape deck? Really? I mean, I get it, Soundwave was the coolest Decepticon of the 80s, but a tape deck? Man, the landlord's going to be pissed. Oh well, so today we're going to be talking about the music of science fiction. Some of the more better known and some of the lesser known composers in really short bursts so that YouTube doesn't block my video. So with that, Eegee, if you had to say the best piece of that's not Star Wars, sorry.
Apology accepted.
So the best piece of science fiction music? Okay. The original theme to Jurassic Park. John Williams. Obviously one can't go wrong when you have John the Man Williams scoring your movie. What would be another theme? All right, Jerry Goldsmith. Now we've got some class. Obviously this leads to some of the best science fiction of all time. Star Trek The Next Generation's theme. You've got so many themes in Star Trek The Motion Picture. The Klingons, Dry Dock, the main theme. I mean, it goes on and on, but if I had to put my money on any one Star Trek theme, it would be okay, not bad. Michael Giacchino's, the composer who redid 2009 and the 2013 reboots of Star Trek. If you've seen my video on this, you know, it doesn't quite feel like Star Trek of old, but if I had to say any one composer, it would be, yes, James Horner. This is by far the right composer for the right movie, for the right score. Can't think of anybody better to have scored this movie. It's brilliant, it's passionate, it's uplifting, it's exciting. It's everything that Star Trek needed at that time. So, I mean, give me another James Horner. What do you think? Okay, this is science fiction for people that don't like science fiction. This would be 1985's Cocoon. The movie that reminded us that if aliens could come and give us any one thing, it would be the ability for our grandparents to kick our asses in basketball. This is kind of like music and movie that science fiction kind of forgot it, but I recommend you check this gem out. What's another one? All right, keep going back to John Williams, I see. 1978's Superman. Think about what Superman was before this came out. It was campy, it was lighthearted, it was fun, it was black and white. This movie was exceptional and the music made it legendary. I remember when I heard that Superman was going to be rebooted and I thought, who could possibly go and score Man of Steel? I mean, obviously John Williams wasn't going to be doing it. And I saw an interview with Hans Zimmer saying that he didn't want to do it either. But I have to admit, both John Williams and Hans Zimmer made their respective Superman movies legendary just because of the scores alone. I mean, another Hans Zimmer. What's another good one? Okay, just last year's Interstellar. Though this score reminded me a lot of 2001: A Space Odyssey, not the main theme so much, but the discord, the atonal themes, the long sustained notes that may have respectively slowed down both of those movies, but certainly gave it its feel. I mean, give me another good alien movie. That's not Star Wars. One of the most primal scores that I know of, Alan Silvestri's Predator. It's a man's score for a man's movie. This movie was fantastic, a lot because of the music. Alan Silvestri also scored The Avengers, Forrest Gump, Castaway, and I didn't know this, Captain America. It was a movie that, with the feel of the music, made you feel the movie. What's another one like that? The music makes you feel the movie. Okay, synthetic score for a synthetic movie. The original Brad Fiddel's Terminator. This is back when Terminator was actually really cool, and this score got beefed up for subsequent sequels. But I have to admit, it reminds you as the movie's going on that the threat the machines pose to humanity. We all know that theme, that, yes, thank you, that theme that just reminds us just how primal and how just evil the machines are to humanity. So, Eegee, give me another one. Give me another one that reminds us that machines rule the world. Really likes that theme. Yes, it's pretty cool. A movie that reminds us that, yes, machines still rule the world. 1999's The Matrix. Mostly inside the Matrix, it was very machine-like, very mechanical, very metal. Outside the Matrix, it was very orchestral. I mean, what's another theme that you think is very memorable that is not Star Wars? 1986's Transformers? Though this movie is pretty classic, I wouldn't call it a classic.
Hey, nobody calls Soundwave uncharismatic.
I said classic, not charismatic.
I'll rip out your optics.
So, no Steve Jablonsky? Okay. There were a lot of things about the Transformers movies that I liked. There was a lot of things about the Transformers movies I didn't like. The music, 100% awesomeness. It was uplifting, it was sad, it was dramatic, made you want to bass load all over the place. There was a feel that these movies had just based on the music alone that made me really enjoy them, I have to admit. I mean, give me an example of don't let this happen to your movie when it comes to the score. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is a perfect example of don't let this happen to your movie, 1997's Event Horizon. I loved this movie, and then I got to the end credits and I was expecting like a theme music like Halloween or, you know, something very like haunting, and then I got that piece of feces. So what's another don't let this happen to your movie example for the scores? 1986's Lady Hawk. Not even science fiction, but it was obviously influenced by Star Wars and other fiction movies like Krull. This is a prime example of don't let this happen to your movie. You think they, with a good movie like this, they could have spent a little more than the budget of Evil Dead on the score. So what's another one that you can think of that highlights it's not Star Wars? A movie that I think deserves recognition. Despite the fact that so many people despise this movie, the score was as ambitious as I think the movie itself. In my opinion, just one of the most underappreciated movies of all time, 1984's Dune. This movie had Brian Eno and the band Toto. The music made me think that Paul was indeed the Messiah, that sandworms were real, and then with a little Fremen and a lot of luck, I too could rule the galaxy. So what's another one that you think that is, yes, okay, Star Wars, but I just thought that everybody watching this was probably already familiar with the Star Wars movies, that we've already known them. But, I mean, in the end, there are plenty of other maestros that we can think of, but with any luck, we can, talk about this all day, but my hope is that Eegee and I can do this again someday.
I could hook that up, too, because chicks dig dudes with money.
Well, yes, but, wait, are you done? Okay, bye.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
So, having said that, I guess EG's done before I am, but, so thank you for tuning in, and thank you for... Oh, you... Ah!